Well, this program is about the secret of being best friends, and we started being best friends. Most people, when they start dating and then they, in their courtship, they're friends, and that friendship hopefully carries into marriage. Unfortunately, Karen, it's something that a lot of people lose in their marriage. So we've got some questions from some of our viewers about this.
Okay, this is what are the boundaries for friendships with someone of the opposite sex when you're married?
I walked into a restaurant one day and saw a friend of mine who was in there, and he was eating lunch with a very attractive woman, and it was a business associate. That's the way he introduced her. It was kind of an awkward moment. And she was a business associate. Later, she was the woman he had an affair with.
Yeah.
And I think it is inappropriate to have any close private contact with a person of the opposite sex.
I agree.
It doesn't matter if it's professional, it doesn't matter what it is that if we're going to have a relationship with someone of the opposite sex other than our spouse, it needs to be cordial. We don't need to be sharing any details, personal details of our lives. We certainly don't need to be sharing anything we're not sharing with our spouse. In fact, that's one of the things that leads to adultery.
I agree.
Is when you start associating closely with this person and not with your spouse. And so it needs to be very cordial and very accountable.
Right. Yeah. And I think it's just, again, just the principle of, avoid the looks of evil.
That's right.
And, I think it's so important to remember that, no matter where we are or what we're doing, that people are watching us. And we're supposed to be role models for the generation underneath us. And I just think that there is in the world today, there's a lot of familiarity that we have to really be careful of. So I think it's good.
People think they're being, real, avant-garde and sophisticated and things like that. But people are people. And it doesn't matter how, sophisticated you think you're being. When you get in a situation with a person of the opposite sex other than your spouse, that's where the devil is going to tempt you the most. Let me read this one for you. It says, the question, why is it that being friends happens so naturally when you're dating, but in marriage it takes much more work? Other than the kids, we don't have a lot in common anymore.
Well, I think for me personally, it's because, you stop focusing so much on each other.
That's right.
You're involved either with your job, and like you're saying, the kids, they're demanding, they're taking more of your time and your energy. Friendships, you're developing friendships, even if it's couple friends. You're spending so much energy outside of the relationship that, when we were dating, I can remember staying up until 2 o'clock in the morning and talking, and then we decide to fall asleep with the phone, in our ears. Of course, we were in high school.
I was asleep way before you thought I was.
No, but we did. We love talking with each other. We love being with each other, and we would talk about everything. And you think back on those times, you think, what did we talk about? Because I couldn't repeat one thing we said to each other, but there was just that connection of just being interested in each other.
Well, you worked at it.
Oh yeah.
And that's the point. When you get married and kids come along and work and paying bills and all those kinds of things, that what happens is it's just a slow drift.
Right.
And you get into the urgent and rather than what's important. You have to work at being best friends. It's something you ought to have a date night every week. And I do a seminar where I talk about the fun factor. And it is absolutely proven that couples that have fun together have much better marriages that last much longer. Fun is an essential part of marriage, and so you need to work at being friends.
And our relationships are always growing, and growth means there's going to be times there's death, because agriculturally, when things are not growing, it's because there's a time they just are resting. And so sometimes you're not going to be this best friend talking all the time. There's going to be seasons that may be a little bit slower and drier, but don't be discouraged just because of those times.
Well, and don't give up because of those times. You may have some harder seasons, but don't let that cause you to just give up on the process, because it is essential. You fall in love because you're friends, and you stay in love because you're friends. And when the friendship and the fun in the relationship begins to suffer, your marriage is at risk. Okay.
You recommend going on a date night every week. With kids and a tight budget, that is hard to do. What other suggestions do you have for a couple wanting to have fun together?
Well, I don't think you can make that excuse. I just think that's a cop-out. It's not a money issue. You don't have to spend money to have a date night. You can go down to the park and have sandwiches. but you can find someone to take care of the kids. You can go someplace cheap and easy, but you know, you can look in the newspaper and find just, you know, free stuff to do and places to go. But that really is a cop-out. And when you make that excuse today, that excuse never ends. And so today it's the kids and it's money, but 10 years from now it's going to be something else. You find time every week. If you can't have one night by yourself, you know, that's not good. You do whatever it takes to be together. Now, this program today is about being best friends in marriage. And you know, you can tell from the way we're talking, this is a huge issue. This is something that matters every single day. And you know, your kids come and go. I mean, they're born and you raise them and then they go. But your marriage lasts for the rest of your life. And you don't want to be in an old, boring marriage. You want to be in an exciting marriage. And the way that you make your marriage exciting is you make it a priority, you work at it, and you have fun together. That's how you fell in love. So we want to encourage you in that. We're able to come to you with this program. We hope that you're being blessed by this program. But we're able to come to you because we have a group of people that support us financially every month. And they're called our Rock Solid Partners. They literally are the financial backbone of this ministry. Thousands of people across America who give to us every month. And we have several different levels that you can give at. And for that, you get a special resource that we only give to our partners. And it's called our Dream Marriage Library. We produce it specially every month. Karen and I produce this. It's the best of my teachings. It's the best of our seminars. It's the best of what we have that comes, first of all, to our Rock Solid Partners. And so we want you to be a Rock Solid partner. And for that, we're going to bless you with this special resource. Here's how you can be a partner.
Take a stand for your marriage and become a rock-solid partner today. Join at the $14 level and you'll receive online access to the Dream Marriage Library with a new message each month. At the $28 level, you'll also receive each month's lesson on CD and DVD. And join at the $56 per month level and we'll add exclusive partner perks, including invitation-only access to live phone seminars and exclusive Marriage Today events. Become a rock-solid partner today. Thank you for joining us. Partner with Marriage Today and receive the series, Our Secret Paradise. Marriage Today's latest book, Happy, Happy Love, will supercharge your marriage with practical tips, wisdom, and inspiration for every stage of marriage. Visit happylovebook.com. Follow your interests and get social by connecting with Jimmy and Karen and the Ministry of Marriage Today on Twitter. And don't forget, become a rock-solid partner and receive the Dream Marriage Library. There's a rock-solid partner level to fit every need.